Hi, my name is Katie Weatherup and I'm a shamanic practitioner, and for my next 7 journeys in 7 days I want to do work on really embodying enough. And enough may sound like a not very exciting concept. I know in the metaphysical community we're like, well, I think about having enough money, I want abundant money. But there's an aspect in our culture that really runs the theme of never enough. So there's this sort of overachiever, nothing you do is enough, there's always the next thing, strive as hard as you can, be all in. And there's just this spaciousness and relaxation if you feel into the idea that you have enough safety, you have enough money, you have enough connection, you are enough, you don't have to, go all in everything, that you could be enough as a mother or enough as an employee or enough as a partner or enough as a member of society, enough exercise. Like there could be this place that isn't this really unattainable, always struggling, striving, but this peaceful, relaxed, centered place. And in finding that, one of the things that I'm really excited to do is clean up all the history of messages. And so one of the things I really noticed is this relationship of enough in my business, having enough money. And the truth of it is I've, been in practice for 18 years, 11 with it being my full-time gig, and I've managed to pay all my bills, and I have some credit card debt that I wish I didn't, but ultimately I've been solvent. So technically, looking back, it's been a story of enough, but I've spent all this time feeling like it was this constant struggle or striving, or I have to keep working, or I'm not quite there yet. And I'm really excited to shift into, wow, I have enough, it's good. And so some of that's cleaning up history, because a lot of us unconsciously have run our energy, our thoughts, our feelings, our vibration around this feeling of it's not enough, I'm not enough, I don't have enough. And capitalism, the messages we get are really not on the side of ever feeling like we have enough. And I'm not knocking capitalism. Like, I love that I don't have to trade chickens for my services, because then I don't have to take care of chickens. But it's worth noticing that there's a vested interest in not having us feel like we achieve enough, in having us stretch for the next thing. There's a lot of money in it. There are people who have incentives, and so we have a lot of those messages flow in. And this is about helping you to really come to center, so that your definition of enough, wherever that line is something that's internally informed. And this is actually a really great way to shut down the intensity of the instincts, because the instincts are never enough. Like, there's never enough food, there's never enough safety. Like, instincts don't have an enough switch. Their job is to just always be hungry, need more food, need more shelter, need more money, need more resources, need more approval. They're more. And there's never a place, and I've witnessed this, I've worked with people with all sorts of truths about where their money was, and there's not a huge percentage of people who are really settled in the, I have enough of what I need. And it's really cool, actually, to be able to get enough of the stuff you need to be well in the world. And sure, there are always upgrades. Like, I would love to have more discretionary money and more freedom with travel, and it's fun to dream on those things. But there's a level where I can be good, I can be peaceful, I can be resourced. And there's a relaxation with that then creates this freedom to find meaning in other areas of life. So a lot of the spiritual traditions sort of point out that there's never enough material goods, and constantly seeking the next level of material goods. People often arrive at a lot of success with their material world, or have a lot of suffering over the lack. And at the end of the day, sure, that's an important part of life. I'm not knocking having enough money in the bank, but they're so powerful to have this place. And so I want to clean up all the times from this lifetime and other lifetimes in our energy bodies where we're still holding on to lack and deprivation and struggle and fear, so that we can get a really contemporary picture, because there may be things in your life where you already are at enough, and if you're not just having this pervasive sort of malaise of nothing's ever enough, there isn't enough of whatever, it's really hard to hone in on where you might want to take action. So if you can really laser focus in, I really do need, 20% more money, or I really do need, a bit more connection, or whatever it is, you have the clarity to be able to create it, rather than this sense of never quite getting there. So I'm really excited to do this work to update our energy field, so we can have a place that is attainable, where we could feel like we had enough, and more to the point, internally reflecting it, where we would feel like we are enough. And likewise, it gives us the leverage to be able to shift any places that could benefit from some attention, and where we don't have to be maximum overachievers or giving our 100% effort. I love doing hobbies as a dilettante, and giving myself permission to knit something in a lame way, not to be at my edge for things that are meant to be relaxing, to just be okay at dancing. It's really kind of cool, because it allows you to do so many more things if you're just looking for like moderately competent, rather than spectacularly good. And our culture doesn't really support that. It can be really ego confronting not to be at the top of the class. And so I'm really excited to support us in this shift. It may sound not as exciting as like have abundant money, but there's such a energy that I get, that I hope I can transmit to you, about the power of having enough money, like I'm good, and now I can look around and have be out of striving, and be more about tending that part of my life, and have this bandwidth and energy left over for whatever else I want to obtain, and not have being good, being me, something that is only attainable at a next milestone, because there may be some milestones that you're already at and haven't noticed. That was certainly true for me, like with the money thing. I'm like, wow, technically I've been making enough money for a really long time, and it's really just in the last couple of months I've looked at that and gone, wow, the truth of it is I have enough. As long as I sustain this, I'm good. And there's a lot of energy shift, because I'm just so habituated to the struggle, because the instincts aren't naturally set up to understand that. So thank you so much for listening. My name is Katie Weatherup, and the process will be 7 shamanic journeys over the course of 7 days, and I hope that you'll consider joining me. Thank you so much.